I make spice and I can't make spice. You gonna make me drop out and I know you. No man, I watch a video then me like me comment, me can't get back no answer.
Welcome back viewers and subscribers. Please share this message for this lady. She's a big fan of Spice. She wants to meet her before she dies, and as you can see, she has cancer in her face or in her jaw. So let's get this message to Spice or someone around Spice. Okay? And after we're going to jump into the boy who was stabbed over his own recording at school. Let's get right in. School devastated after grade 10 student slain allegedly over jewelry. A week after parents admitted to the Sunday Observer that they encourage their children to take weapons to school to defend themselves while heading home. A 16-year-old grade 10 student at William Knibbs Memorial High School in the parish was stabbed to death on Monday during a dispute with classmates allegedly over a stolen guard ring. The dead student, Khamal Hall of a deeside Trelawney address, was the goalkeeper of the school football team that competed in the recent Dakota Cup competition. His 16-year-old classmate has since been taken into police custody. The police have confirmed that they have the ring and the murder weapon in possession. When the Jamaica observers visited the school on Monday afternoon, several teachers wept openly during a counseling session with the team from Ministry of Education. I quote, "Totally devastated. We have never had any incident like this before, and we are really trying to cope." A visible shaken acting principal, R.G. Seeley, told reporters. He noted that the incident occurred 5 minutes into the lunch break when an altercation developed between Hall and the classmate who had accused Hall of stealing a ring from a friend near the school canteen. A knife was later brought into play and Hall was reportedly stabbed twice. He was rushed to the Falmouth Public General Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries while undergoing treatment. The atmosphere at the front of the incident and emergency section of the hospital was equally sobering as Hall's mother and other family members cried uncontrollably. The mother of the student accused of stabbing Hall was observed weeping before she was whisked inside the hospital. Hall's mother was too devastated to speak to the media. Her son, David Swady, whose face was contoured in grief, could only offer a few words about his athletic brother. I quote, "He was a talented youth. He was the goalkeeper for his school which went to the quarter-final of the Dakota Cup. Him do track and field. Him is a good sportman," Swaby said. Deeside residents who was among the throng of onlookers who converged at the hospital said that Hall was a very quiet, well-behaved individual. "He doesn't even talk. He is so quiet and he doesn't even give any trouble," said the resident. The acting principal added that the student accused of stabbing Hall was not a troublemaker. Both students were well-behaved. "We never had any problem with them. As you can see, Hall was the goalkeeper and a very pleasant young man, so there was no major problems with both young men," she said. The senior educator, however, lamented that recently the school has been dogged by a new trend which sees the students wearing rings. "Many of these students are wearing these rings that they seem to value dearly. We have quite a few of them that we have confiscated over time. So I don't know what value they have placed on these rings, but we are constantly taking away these rings, and the more we confiscate them, the more you see them," said Seeley. When asked if the rings are guard rings, Steele responded, That's what they are saying, so if you check everybody's draw in the school, you will find many more. I have about 5 somewhere else. So there is this new trend where they come in with these rings, and that's at the center of the contention. So-called guard rings are said to provide the wearer protection from a range of ills. Seeley added that the students are finding ingenious means to take weapons such as knives and scissors to school undetected. She said hours before the fatal stabbing, 2 boys were suspended after they were found in the possession of knives last week. We have zero tolerance when it comes onto weapons, so you can just imagine the shock today when it happened. I have been trying to avert things like these, but the students have been creative in their ways in which they are concealing their weapons. In the incident today, the boy told us that he had it in his shoes. They are very creative, the acting principal said. Classes were suspended for the rest of Monday following the tragedy. After speaking to the chairman, we decided that we had to pause and decide how best to deal with this matter as sensitively and delicately as possible. We sent message to the parents in a group that we have decided to dismiss a little earlier, and then grouped it up with the teachers to strategize, and personals from the ministry came into dialogue, said C. Ironically, the school's principal, Laverne Wright, who is on leave and is also head of the Jamaica Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, during an interview with the Sunday Observer a week ago, denounced the act of students taking knives to school. It is of concern, and the principal, deans of discipline along with teachers are trying to be alert to ensure that these things don't go past the school gate, and then to go beyond that to have children injured. It is a problem we have to deal with nationally. The police have to deal with it, and I think the parents have to deal with it at home because of the mentality we have. We just have to see how we can handle it as we go along, Wright added. In the Sunday Observer, one parent had to say that she insisted that her son take a scissors when he began secondary education. This is not something that came with COVID or just now since face-to-face class started back. I have been telling my son to hide scissors in his bag and take it to school for years now, since he started high school. Remember, all kinds of people are out on the road, and to get from school to home, my son uses public transportation. Anything can happen, especially now, the woman said. Another parent told the newspaper, when my daughter was going to high school, she had to go to halfway tree, and she carried a little knife. Thank God she didn't have to use it, but there was this time back then when people were holding up and robbing the school children in halfway tree area. And even though she graduated from school, she take taxi to UE, and she still carried for her protection. You see it, people? You see it? This world can't get no better, you know. This lady I tell you her daughter, if you can't knife said we to protect ourselves because of the time we're living in. Yes, it's a very perilous time. Yeah, and people are losing life in nothing nowadays. You can't believe it, a ring. Accuse a little youth over a ring and you don't know if little youth bite. And they make ring, and they make like a toes ring like that. And you can accuse the little youth of thief in a total stupidness. And then tell me this now, people. After the police them hold on pan him and him don't stab the youth, him a go look on the police them and tell the police them in a question and say, him never mean to take the youth life. Eh? You're not real. From you stab the youth the first time, you know must know say I kill you till you stab the youth the second time, people. Me have the video but me not go show it. If you want to see it, follow me on IG at the Crazy Media 876 and you will see the post. I don't want to show it on YouTube because you know YouTube have a little restriction them already. But they have the youth on the ground long and take out the knife out of the youth back on the spot. That's why the youth bleed out so much blood, and by the time make it go the hospital and pass away so sad, and I have to say condolence goes out to the family. Stay strong. Stay strong. Keep the faith. That boy never see the day of light. He will never see the day of light. because him kill the school youth over a ring. Such stupidness. That's so idiotic. You hear me tell him? Look into yourself, youngsters. See you really a fight for. There's more to life than valuables and accessories and all them little things they wanna have on the mindset. But real life from a different point of view once you say, yo, we not fight over stupidness. We go to school for learn, we not go there for ring on them the type of stupidness there. Yours me I go leave you know. You know in the cars. I be a foolish I go on and I keep up with them type of foolish viewers. So big up on yourself, remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell.